Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. It's time for another random acts of violence. This game is, all three of these games are quite recent. None of them are more than a week old. In this game I'm platooned with Quickie Baby and Ike. Ike's in his M103, Quickie Baby's in his Waffenträger Panzer IV. I'm obviously in my Russian Tier 9 tank destroyer, the Object 704. I do like the Object 704. It's got that BL-10 gun that you first get at Tier 8 on the ISU 152. Oh, that T-44, by the way, no use to the team alive. He's going to spend most of this game hiding in the top left corner of the map. You can see him heading off over there now. He's going to spend at least the first 5 minutes hiding behind the artillery, so no use to the team alive. Anyway, where was I? Oh, the Object 704. Yeah, I do like this machine. I remember before I even had my first Tier 8 and I first started running into Object 704s, mortally terrified of these things. In a way that I wasn't really afraid of the ISU 152. I guess you always pretty much knew that the Object 704 was going to have the gun that could end you in one shot, whereas the ISU might not. In fact, you know, if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure I wasn't even aware that the ISU 152 could get the BL-10 gun. You know, that's how little I knew about Russian tank destroyers when I first started running into these things. Okay, there's something big and nasty just obliterated that IS. And if you look at the map, the enemy team have got their fast tanks right into that low ground in the middle of the two hills over here on the western side of the map. We've got very little effective eyes on them. They're going to have tank destroyers on the ridgeline behind them, and I really don't want to get spotted, as there is a pretty nasty artillery in play as well. And the frontal armour of... Oh, can I get him? No, I can't get him. Alright, never mind. Yeah, frontal armour of the Object 704 is much better than on the ISU 152. But it's the sloping of the armour. It will bounce shots because the armour's sloped, not because of the thickness, so you can still be overmatched. You can still be penetrated. And while I have bounced shots from Tier 10 heavy tanks and have bounced shots off the front of Object 704s while driving Tier 10 heavy tanks, it's not something you should... Oh, good, well, below average damage roll, but it's the BL-10. Still 725 damage. But yes, the frontal armour of this thing is, you know, it will save your ass, but you shouldn't really count on it. This thing's stealth is what keeps you safe, or at least at first. You should always try to rely on the stealth. Yeah, that's going to sting. Rather than the armour. Now, as far as the tactical situation is concerned in this game, despite the fact that we're ahead on kills, it's actually not looking that good. We've just lost the forest. There was only Quickie Baby and a T-28 and that useless T-44 who were over there. They're now all dead. So our entire team is hemmed into this one corner of the map, and I'm thinking initially here about going back and trying to head off the cap, because those guys are probably going to start trying to cap. But this STA-1 makes a hero move to try to break this deadlock here in the centre. And so I turn around to back him up, because God knows he's going to need it. Been in that position myself, where I've been in a fast medium tank and I try to break the deadlock by getting around the flank and encouraging the team to come in and support me, and they all just watch me die. So if I see somebody going for it and I can help him, I will help him. Unfortunately, I've been spotted. Took a hit, wasn't too bad. Gunmanlet bounced another hit. It's those guys in the forest. So I've got to back off now. And yep, the team are pushing around, but they're getting distracted by the fire that's coming in from the eastern flank. We really need to nail this WZ and this IS-8. Ike's going for it now in his M103. T-29 is going around. Good boys, go on, get stuck in there. Let me bring you some firepower. Now he's just fired. Okay. Oh yeah. Good stuff. Right, that's what we like to see. Right, Now, I can turn my attention towards those guys in the forest. We've got a Stuart Emil and a Rheinmetall Balsic who were shooting at them. The artillery's relocated. He's doing a good job as well. Unfortunately, we've now lost sight of the guys in the forest. In order to root them out, somebody's going to have to cross a whole bunch of open ground in order to find them. There is plenty of supporting fire on the high ground behind me. Oh, enemy tank spotted. And no, I don't really want to turn my side to those guys in the forest, and that guy's got his own problems, and I can't shoot him from here anyway, so whoever advances into the forest is going to have plenty of support and fire from the ridgeline behind me. And I like to call this reconnaissance by fire. And it basically means finding out where they are by getting them to shoot at you. It's only stupid if it doesn't work. Found them. Come on guys, shoot these suckers. Got a shot in, I did take a couple of hits. And another one, but I can live with this. Now, this is a good spot. Got my flanks protected by the buildings to either side, and they cannot shoot me through that outhouse in front. So I'm going to sit here and reload, and every time they fire at me, they're giving their position away. We've got a Stuart Mill, we've got a Rheinmetall Balsic, we've got artillery shooting at them, Ike's moving up on the flank, giving something else to shoot at. My gun's reloaded. There's one of them. Good night, Vienna. And now, where's the other one? There it is. Come on, kill this guy, please. Kill this guy. Kill this guy before he reloads. That would be fantastic. Come on, team. I'm doing my part. Excellent. Good stuff. Now, there's just the Black Prince. And I'm not too worried about the Black Prince's gun. And I'm reloaded. And he should be worried about mine. Good night. See you next week. Keep moving. Obviously, my position has been given away. And there is still artillery in play. So, yeah, reconnaissance by fire, finding out where the enemy team are by getting them to shoot at you. Remember, it's only stupid if it doesn't work. And that's pretty much it. And now the race is on to try to find and kill the enemy artillery, because he's the last one left alive, before he kills himself. And if you think I'm joking, you must be new here. The chances are he's going to drown himself, because if he was... I mean, everybody's heading down towards where the farmhouse is, but if he was hiding behind the farmhouse, he would have reloaded high explosive, pointed in at the nearest solid surface, and killed himself with his own splash damage by now, and there it is. Yep, he drowned himself. He was, in fact, in the southeastern side of the map. What a scumbag. So, you know, scumbag artillery aside, good game. And, you know, artillery suiciding at the end of the game, it amuses me more than annoys me these days, because it just happens so often. But yeah, high caliber and second class mastery badge, and you'll probably be appalled to hear that second class mastery badge, that was 5,001 damage done, which is pretty good, but it's only good enough for second class mastery. That's 5,001 damage and over 1,500 spotting damage. I think I do have the Ace Tanker badge in the Object 704, and I don't think I got it until I had a game where I did over 9,000 damage. That's how hard it is to get your Ace Tanker badge in the Object 704. But that BL-10 gun only fired 7 shots, 7 hits, 7 penetrations, 5,001 damage, 1,600 spot and damage. Potential damage received, 2,340. Object 704. It's a great machine. Next up, it's a Tier 9 Tank Destroyer platoon. It's myself, Foch, and Circumflexes, and we're all in the T-30, the American Tier 9 Tank Destroyer. This used to be the American Tier 10 heavy tank. Back before there was a T-110E5, before there was an M103, long before there was a T-57 heavy, this was the American Tier 10 heavy tank. The T-34 was the American Tier 9 heavy tank. The T-32, obviously, still the Tier 8 heavy tank. Well, that all got changed when they introduced the M103, the T-110E5. T-110E5 obviously became the Tier 10. This thing got turned into a tank destroyer, and the T-34 became a Tier 8 premium. If you already had those machines, it was bonanza time in World of Tanks, because you got a free T-110E5, a free M103, a free premium T-34, and a free T-30 Tier 9 tank destroyer. And of course, back then, there were no Tier 10 tank destroyers, and this was one of the most powerful machines in the game. Anyway, Our scout in the Chaffee has just won first place in the suicide lottery. Congratulations, your parents must be so proud. And our 3 T-30s are barrelling around the southwestern corner of the map here. We've already spotted an enemy E-75. Now the thing about platooning in T-30s is you really do need to stick together. It's kind of like driving in a KV-2 platoon. Monstrously powerful gun. Very slow reload. And I'm saying this on TeamSpeak while we're playing this live. Stick together, don't wander too far away from each other. We've got some backup coming around behind us. There's an E-75 and a T-29 coming as well. But we can't wander off too far away from each other that we can't support each other. There's an AMX-50-100 platoon on the enemy team. If they manage to come across an isolated T-30, they will just eat it up. So we've taken the high road, and there's really only enough space for 2 T-30s up here. Foch is guarding the low road. Or at least that's what I thought was happening. But looking at the map, Foch is actually advancing up that road against an E-75, a Waffenträger Panzer IV, and 2 AMX-50-100s. And this is where it all starts to go horribly wrong. First, I mean, I clutched that shot against the AMX-50-100. He'd seen me, he realised my gun was pointing at him, he started backing off, I wasn't fully aimed, I fired anyway. And I hit him, but it didn't do any damage. Probably knocked his gun out. And here it comes. Now, Foch just got himself killed by going up against 2 AMX-50-100s, an E-75 and a Waffenträger 4 in a T-30. Circumflexes, naturally wanting to support his platoon mate, charges up there to try to help him. But all the while this is going on, I'm yelling at him, don't do it. We're outnumbered 2-1. We're taking flanking fire. There's support behind us. Get back. But it's too late. He's committed himself. And he dies next. If I'd gone up there with him, I might have been able to do maybe another 1500 damage, but my tank would also be dead. Oh, Jingles, you abandoned your platoon mates. No, my platoon mates abandoned common sense and threw their tanks away. So the situation's pretty bad. We've just lost 2 of our top tier tanks without killing anything. At least I didn't go charging off after them. We would have then lost 3 of our top tier tanks without killing anything. Down here, we've got the T-29 and a T-28 putting fire into these guys. Oh, I could have done without that. And I could have done without that as well. Yeah, that wasn't the smartest move I ever made. So I took a big hit from the E-75, and here come the 50-100s. But it's alright, there's an E-75 behind me. Surely he will help. No, he won't. He is completely oblivious to what is going on down here. I kill one of the AMX-50-100s. The E-75... no use to us alive. Their artillery kills the only meaningful support that I have down here, the T-28 prototype. It's now me, effectively alone against an AMX-50-100, the artillery, and an E-75. Now I'm pretty sure the AMX-50-100 is reloading, so I need to kill this E-75. Okay, E-75's gone. Now if our E-75 would get his finger out of his arse and kill this guy... And I'm trying, I mean, he's only got 5 health, and I'm trying to ram him, but I just can't build up the speed in this thing. And I really do not want to have to fire a 155mm shell to kill a 5 health AMX-50-100. But I have to, because I'm getting no help whatsoever from that E-75, who's still sitting up there just casually herpa-derpa-derping away at all the enemy tanks that he doesn't really have effective fire on in the middle of the map. So... E-75 driver, you know, on the off chance that you're actually watching this video, there's a whole world that exists outside of the sniper scope of your tank. Please, pay attention to what's going on around you. Anyway, you know, just doing my thing there, trying to raise the general level of intelligence in the World of Tanks player base. So, well, you know, the team isn't doing too badly over on the eastern flank. They're pushing round into the enemy base, but the guys over there have all taken some serious hits. And the enemy team are mostly confined to their base area, but they do have a Rheinmetall Borsig in the buildings to the north of the Abbey, and he's going to be a problem. The major concern right now is somebody sneaking around the... oh, there's the Waffenträger. Now, don't miss. Okay, good. That was useful. I needed that. Very dangerous machine. He's dead. Good. But Artillery is in play. I don't want to get hit by an S51 when I have this little health left. Reload the gun, keep moving, try to remain unpredictable. And the E75 is moving up, but I doubt he's moving up to support me. I mean, I know exactly the kind of level of cooperation I can expect from this idiot. I can probably use him as an enemy tank detector. It's probably all he's actually useful for at this stage, and that's exactly what I'm going to try to do. So instead of poking myself, I'm just going to wait for the E75 to blunder into the enemy tanks and let him find them for me. A bit of reconnaissance by fire, only I'm not doing it myself. There he goes. Also keeping an eye over there, just because, you know, we do have tanks coming around on the other side. No, there we go. He's found a Black Prince. Okay. And of course, you know, in his tiny little mind, him and that Black Prince are the only two things that exist in the whole universe. And the Black Prince is on lower ground, so Genius here is probably going to roll forward around the corner so he can get his gun down at him, giving his side to all the enemy tank destroyers. Getting his dumb ass killed, but at least serving the purpose of telling me where the enemy TDs were. If it helps, don't think of it as cruelly and mercilessly exploiting the colossal stupidity of your idiot teammates. Just think of it as a different kind of teamwork. Anyway, this game is far from over, and the S51 almost certainly doesn't actually have a shot at me from where he was. If the Black Prince is going to come around behind me, it's going to take him time to get there, so I may as well do some good while I'm up here. Okay, our artillery finished that guy off, but I'm positive that shot went in and probably did a whole metric butt-ton of damage. And we'll check on the post-battle results screen. So that's one T30 less. Now, Jagdpanther 2, Black Prince. Don't know where they are. Could be coming around trying to get... Oh, there's the artillery. Okay, he saw me, I saw him. They know where I am. I ain't doing what the E75 did and going around that corner. Keep checking my ass here. The Black Prince that the E75 blundered into could, by now, be coming up behind me. There's the Rheinmetall Borsig, but don't know where the Jagdpanther 2 is, and that's what worries me the most. Rheinmetall Borsig's gone. Keep checking my ass. I mean, I'm not that worried about a Black Prince rumbling around the hill behind me. I can kill a Black Prince, but the Jagdpanther 2, you don't want one of them roving up your ass, and that would be most unwelcome. The chances are I'm worrying about nothing here, and they should be sticking together so they can maximise their firepower on the first enemy tank that they see that pushes their base. But again, you know, crediting them with a level of intelligence which they don't necessarily possess. But you should always, it's always better to overestimate your enemy than underestimate them. Oh, there's the Black Prince. Okay. And Black Prince is dead. Okay, good. So there's just really... Well, we know where the Rheinmetall Borsig is. It's just the Jagdpanther 2 and the S51 that we have to worry about. And if the Jagdpanther 2 did try to come around, well, he's going to get the business end of the T30 rather than the big, soft, fat ass end of the T30. And there's artillery. Now, if anybody asks, I do dearly love the T30. But sometimes the gun really pisses me off. Okay, missed. The S51 takes a minute to reload. I can catch him and kill him, but don't know where the Jagdpanther 2 is. And if he has any sense, he's going to be expecting me to chase the artillery down, and he's going to be waiting for me. If he's up there on that ridgeline, I'm going to take a hit. If he's not, I've got a chance. There he is! Thank you. Now I have to reload, and in the time it took me to get around here, has the S51 reloaded? There's only one way to find out. I've got some decent cover here. It wasn't... No, that was the Rheinmetall Borsig that hit me. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, the S51 hadn't reloaded, but I forgot about the Rheinmetall Borsig. And... oh well. I had a decent run. I got a top gun out of it. Now it's just a question of whether or not the rest of the team can actually capitalise on the lead that I gave them and finish off this Rheinmetall Borsig, and that is by no means assured. Believe you me. I mean, this game wasn't a total carry. We had very, very good artillery. That Rheinmetall Borsig on our team played well. This guy in the T-34 is stuck. Which is a shame, because he wasn't bad either. But it didn't help that two of the T-30 platoon just donked out and threw their tanks away right at the start. And if I'm going to be completely honest, it makes a nice change that it's not me, the one that does something dumb at the start of the game and throws his tank away for a change. But I could really use a win here. I really don't want this to be another one of those games where I get a Top Gun, do thousands of damage and still lose. So right now I've got the prayer mat out. I am facing towards Mecca and I am praying for this Rheinmetall Borsig to take the shot, win the game. Thank you. And just by way of comparison, in case you were wondering, that first class badge in the T30, and I did substantially less combined damage in the T30 than I did in the Object 704. Combined total of direct and assistance damage in the Object 704 game was over 6,500 damage. In the T30, while I did get a Top Gun, a high caliber, and a first class badge, I only did 4,100, only, it's still a decent score, 4,100 damage myself. And only 217 spotting damage. Pretty much everything that I ran into, I had to kill myself. So less than 4,500 combined damage done in the T30 was good enough for the first class mastery badge, not ace tanker. And yet over 6,500 damage done in the Object 704, which is also a tier 9 tank destroyer. Only good enough for the second class badge. All of which just goes to show that, statistically speaking, the Object 704 is a better machine than the T30. People are doing substantially better in the Object 704 than they are in the T30, and yet I really couldn't call it between the two. I mean, the Object 704 is a better machine. No argument about it. The T30 has the worst gun, in my opinion, of any of the tier 9 tank destroyers, and yet I have fun driving the T30. I've had some monster games in it. This was not a perfect T30 game. Far from it. This was a very desperate T30 game. But I had fun playing it. And I usually have fun driving my T30, even though I do consider it to be an inferior machine to the Object 704. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You drive the machines that you have fun. Because even if you're not doing as well in those machines as you could be doing in other machines, why would you want to play something that you don't enjoy? As always, folks, take care on that battlefield, and I'll catch you next time.